The Abington Community Library is a member of the Lackawanna County Library System, and the system is a consortium of 10 libraries and a bookmobile. So any patron who uses the Abington Community Library has access to all 10 libraries in Lackawanna County. That means that they can go to any of those libraries and use their library card to access services and programs and collections. In addition to that, the Abington Community Library is part of a network that provides back office services. So that's all centralized, and the library itself the library staff can then focus on the patrons and providing service to patrons rather than having to deal with all of the paperwork and documentation and record keeping that goes on in a library.
The board of the Abington Community Library has a vital role in the daily operations and in the long-range planning. The board is responsible for hiring the executive director, and then once that's accomplished, the board is responsible for setting policy and procedures. So the board is actively involved in every aspect of the library's operations, from fundraising through building maintenance, through long-range planning, everything.
A Gold Star library means that the library, for example, the Abington Community Library, met the requirements outlined by the Pennsylvania Library Association's PA Forward initiative. That is an initiative that is meant to help people enrich their lives and however they choose to live their best lives. The library helps people to live their best lives by offering opportunities, events, programs, and classes that enable them to live their best lives in the manner in which they are comfortable at. Most of our programs are for free. There may be a small materials fee associated with certain classes, but it enables people to have experience that they want to enrich their lives.
Libraries provide lots of great resources for parents. Parents can get lots of great books for their kids, even helping them with some issues like kids who are learning how to read, so there's books for different levels. Parents sometimes have questions about teaching their kids things or issues that come up in parenting. A lot of the libraries in our system have parents' shelves, and the parents' shelf has great resources for parents, homeschooling parents, parents who have kids with special needs, so they can find great resources in the collection for things like that. And parents who start out bringing their kids to story time, they find great resources and help preparing their kids for preschool, so lots of great programs, and parents can find a lot of great things at the library for their kids and things to help out them as parents for teaching their kids.
Libraries have really evolved to be a place that is not only somewhere where someone can find their next favorite book, but also a really vibrant community center. So while we do offer programs within the confines of our library, we're really doing outreach in the community so that we can extend our resources out into the community. So that means everything from doing Alzheimer's awareness and outreach, to doing festivals where we do crafts with children and teens, to signing up local college students for library cards on their campus. So we are really out there in the community and doing resources within the confines of our building, but also outside.
The future of the library is bright. I think people would be surprised to know that, that libraries are not just traditional services as we've seen in the past. In addition to that, we find that libraries are very agile, they are very flexible, and they respond directly to the needs of the community. Our professional library staff members are extremely creative. They're really tuned in to what's happening in the world. And so at a time like today, it means that they're offering programs related to things that are really in the mainstream, like STEM programs, like computer and technology kinds of programs. And so that will change from time to time depending on what the community needs and what the people in the community are looking for. So I think the future of the library is bright. People are coming into the library, thinking of it as a community center, and asking for programs and services that meet the needs that they have.
There are as many different ways that people use our library as there are library patrons. So children use it for story hour. Parents use it as an opportunity to socialize their children. Other folks use the library for socialization. Some people use it as continuing education venues. Some folks use it as a place to gather and practice hobbies, crafts, or skills. Some folks use the library because they don't have computers at home or they don't have high-speed internet access. And some folks use the library so that they can retain more of their discretionary income, but still have access to the latest publications and books.
The library works with many partners. We cultivate them, they reach out to us, or we reach out to them. Not only does that include different libraries, but also it includes business organizations such as the Abington Business and Professional Association, where we partner with local events for the community that are free, that we provide services and activities for children and teens and adults. We work with Delta Medics most recently on a 4-part series for breast cancer awareness. And we've also worked with other organizations insofar as sharing what they're doing and helping them to achieve their goals.
The library is, for a lot of patrons, just another stop in what they have their daily routine to be. Along with the bank, the grocery store, the library is kind of one of the places that a lot of people in the community just make a regular trip to. A lot of times before snowstorms, people will go and get their bread and milk, and then they'll come to the library and get their books and their DVDs. So we're just kind of a regular stop. A lot of patrons have us as their regular routine. People find the library a great place to socialize and meet up with other people, make it a regular part of their day. Kids meet their friends, students come after school and do research or have tutoring. So for a lot of people, it's part of their regular routine.
All ages can come through our library doors and find something for them. So whether that means a story time for children or a cursive club for elementary school students, we have a teen reading lounge for our teens and other events where they can learn leadership skills. They can also use our online databases for help with language, or they can do some online tutoring that way. And then also for parents or adults, we have different programs where they can learn a new craft. So whether that be quilting or painting, they can come and meet with a Latin language club and work on their Latin skills or anything like that. We are really just a place that any age can come through our doors and find something for them.
The library is very unique as a community space. There's really no other place like the public library. That's a place that's free, a place that's safe, a place where you don't have to buy anything to hang out, a place where you can meet up with friends, a place where you can learn. The public library is a place where everyone, no matter who you are, everyone has access to the same information. It doesn't matter where you've come from, what sort of resources you have on your own. You go to the library and you receive the same services, the same information as anybody else. And that's really important for a public library. And so it makes the library a great space to be with other people in your community, and it's a very unique space.
There are so many ways that you can support your local library. The first way is just come in and see us. Check out a book, come to one of our programs. Just come into our doors and see what we can do for you. Other than that, you can be aware of what's going on politically. So the next time you are voting, be an advocate for your library, see what's going on that way. You can also attend our fundraising events. So while we do get outside funding, we are always raising money so that we can keep our doors open. So attend one of our events. If you don't like coming to events, you can always donate to us annually. Other than that, you can just come and be an advocate for your library, support it, come and talk about it in your community.
The thing that would most surprise people about libraries today is just how busy they are. People come into the library, as you might imagine, to check out books, to bring their children to story programs. But in addition to that, you'll see that if you drive by the Abington Community Library on any day of the week, the parking lot is going to be totally filled. There won't be a space to park. That's because people are coming in to learn new skills. They're coming in to use our computers. They're very heavily used. They're coming in to do all the traditional things that you might expect that they would do as well. A lot of people bring their personal devices in and come in and do work, perhaps while they're on the road or just to find a comfortable and quiet space to work. You'll also find that our digital presence is very busy. This year we're going to be circulating over 50,000 ebooks and downloadable audiobooks directly from our website. And those are people who are using our library without ever coming through the door. So I think what really would surprise people is just how busy libraries are.
The single thing that people would see as different about today's libraries is that they are not quiet zones. Libraries are vibrant and vital, and they're filled with the sounds of people engaging with each other and learning. Libraries today are places where people come to discover things that they've heard about but haven't really acquired skill sets for. That didn't happen in the past. Libraries used to be dusty, quiet places where people came in to do research or to withdraw a periodical or a book to take home with them. Today, libraries are gathering places, community centers, information portals for the large number of people who live inside our geographic footprint.
Books in libraries are not obsolete. I would invite people that think that they are to come visit the library, and they'll soon realize quickly that libraries are among the most vibrant locations in their community.
The library has a lot to offer during the summer months. The library has a great role to play in the summer, especially for students, for children, for teenagers. There's summer programming has been proven in public libraries to help prevent the loss of to prevent summer slide. Summer slide is when kids kind of lose some things that they've learned during the school year, and a lot of times they go back to school and they're maybe not quite ready. So if they're going to the library over the summer, they can still be learning, still be reading in a fun way. So we have Summer Quest at our public libraries in our system, which is a dynamic summer learning experience for all ages, and families are encouraged to sign up together so parents can be reading with their kids, and not just reading, but exploring the library together, exploring new resources, doing science experiments, going on a family hike, things that families can do together to still be learning during the summer. So the library is a great place to do that.
Libby is the most wonderful app, and it's free. So all you need is your library card. You download the app to your phone, and you can listen to audiobooks, or you can read ebooks. So it's so wonderful when you're going on vacation, when you're going home for a winter break, something like that. You can just download a book, listen to it, or read it.
There are a lot of wonderful organizations doing really good work in the Abington community as well as throughout Lackawanna County Library System. And we find that there's a lot of benefit to working with those organizations to improve our communities and to help people learn the skills that they need to be successful in today's world. Libraries and nonprofit organizations tend to be great partners. Nonprofits have missions that they're trying to achieve. Libraries can provide them with an audience and with publicity to get that information out. We have an email list that hits over 60,000 email addresses, so it really gets out, deeply into the community. We have 60,000 people who come through our doors every year. So there's great opportunities for organizations to come to us, and we can help them get a great audience. On the other hand, it helps us to underwrite our own mission, which is to provide a broad educational experience in all kinds of subject areas.
It's very exciting to see how children discover the library and discover what the library has to offer. Children are so curious that everything is made more fun when you see it through the eyes of a child. So when I see children come running into the library very excited, they run over to the computers to play some learning games, they run over to the puzzles, to the Legos, to the books. I've seen kids who find their newest obsession at the library. So whether that's their new favorite author or maybe just their new favorite period in history that they want to study, kids discover something that they're good at, something they want to learn more about, and that could lead to a future job opportunity or just a future artistic endeavor. And there's much for children to discover at the library, so many opportunities for the kids.
So the Abington Community Library has a podcast, and it's called Lexivore. I'm the co-host with Mega Bicati, and we discuss all things literary, so anything from what we're reading that month to local events in the library. We also talk about different themes like Native Americans, Harry Potter. We've talked about everything from the Great American Read to Black History Month. So anything about books or literary, you can listen.
Community groups in the Abingtons rely on the library for a number of things. Many library groups use us because they need a meeting space, and we're always happy to make one of our public spaces available. Other community groups use the library because they want an opportunity to publicize what they're doing and we're happy to share our social media aspects as well as our more traditional bulletin boards to help community groups publicize what they're doing. Community groups also use the Abington Library when they look to find ways to get their message out to a larger audience. So we at the Abington Community Library truly believe that our mission is to serve. So whatever it is that the community needs, if it's within the power of the library to provide it, we will, we do, and we're happy to.